Hello, hello. This is Anggie, Extreme Encourager, doing something a little different today. So I want to go live today. Today is Monday, live at 5. Maybe doing it a little bit longer than 5 because I'm doing something different for the month of November. And we're talking about series of 'Tis the Season to Be Eaten. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about today, and it probably will go a little longer than 5, is when you're talking about eating food and you have events scheduled for work and or family events, but especially if, talking about work and how your mood gets affected by what you're having. So one of the things I want to encourage people, just in general in the month of November, is being a little bit more careful what you eat. So one of the things I know, I am one of those people who is gluten-free. So one of the things I want to share, even just throughout this month of November for the 5 series, is when you're making decisions about what to eat, realize how it impacts your mood. So I don't know if you're one of those coffee drinkers. I'm not a coffee drinker because technically I'm already hyper, and most people thank me for not drinking coffee or having a lot of sugar, depending on what's going on. But one of the things I want to encourage you is to pay attention to what you're eating and how your mood is affected. So, for example, I learned that I am not a fan of gluten, wheat, and bread and things, and it impacts my mood because I will actually think and respond slower now that I know what's going on. And so when you're thinking about what's going on at work, and when people say, oh, have this, and oh, have this, and oh, try that, I'm like, no, thank you, I'm allergic. I'm like, really, you're allergic to cake? Yes. You're allergic to like a hamburger or a sandwich? Yes, I'm allergic. And actually, probably the good thing about being allergic to some of the stuff with the cakes and stuff is that I get less sugar, so I get less hyper. And the world is a very more calmer place for everyone because of that. So one of the things I want to tell you is to be careful about your mood at work. If you're hangry and you're hungry and you're just irritable, if you notice in the first thing in the morning, a lot of people need that cup of coffee to pick them up and get things moving. But if you also notice certain things after you eat, maybe your nose is running a little bit more, maybe making a quick run to the bathroom. Yes, I'm going there. But one of the things you need to pay attention to is what you're eating and how it's affecting you. So, like, if you have a certain, maybe you have a candy bar that picks you up. Maybe you have a candy bar that brings you down. Pay attention because your body is not actually processing certain things or, maybe the best way for you. So 'tis the season and you're going to be eating, pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth a little bit closer, what you're fixing, what people are having for you. It's okay to say no when you know it's not going to be really to your benefit to have something. Most people don't realize, I get teased. Like if I have too much sugar, it's like, oh, I'm calling your husband. I'm like, well, I thought you were my friend. Why are you going to be snitching on me? It's like, no, he needs to be warned that you've had too much sugar. So I get hyper. I get very hyper. It's like, if you've seen, I forgot what that movie was, but it was like the little chipmunk or whatever got a lot of candy and everything looks like slow motion. That's kind of how I can get. So really quick, really fast. And the other thing is, if something is going on and I have something not to my benefit, I can get really, really slow. Slow moving, slow talking, slow thinking. Sometimes my head may hurt depending on what's going on. So I want to have you think about what it is that you're eating at work. What things people bring to you. It's like, ooh, I like this. And then after you have it, it's like, oh, I don't feel so good. It may not be the best thing for you. It may not be the best thing for your mood. And if you're trying to get stuff accomplished during the day, or you get some people talk about the itis after lunch and you're just like ready to go to sleep, you may not be doing the best thing for you to be really productive for all the time you're going to be at work. And especially when you're ready to go home. So you need to be paying attention to what you're going into your body, as well as what you're doing and how it's going to affect the people around you. So I encourage you to pay attention because 'tis the season. Everybody's planning on what's going on for Thanksgiving right now. I'm even doing it. I'm like domestically challenged chick that I am. I'm going to be trying to figure out what I'm going to be fixing that is gluten-free so my family and everyone can enjoy it, especially me because I'm also greedy. But it's a wonderful time to be thinking about what it is you're going to be doing. What is it you're going to be sharing? I mean, because even now, even at work, they're talking about, okay, what are you going to be planning for the holiday party? And I was like, again, domestically challenged chick. I'll bring utensils. You don't want to, you really don't want to play with me like that. But I can do some things. Like I said, I'm not going to harm my family for Thanksgiving, but I make sure, the hubby's there to make sure everything's cool because he cooks better than I do. But pay attention to what you're doing, what you're fixing, what you're eating, and how it's affecting your mood. Because I wanted to share one of the things. I didn't do my little makeup thing today. Because sometimes, and this is one of the reasons why I want to talk about it all month, is about gluten and how it affects your fate, how it affects you, your mood, but it also can affect your body. So, for example, I don't know if you can tell, I have some spots right here and here because I've probably been glutened by accident. Sometimes, even if you're being careful, you can actually get gluten by accident, and my tail is usually in my face. Also, just the texture, too much sugar can just mess up things. But again, in addition to being extra hyper, it also impacts how you look and how you feel. So definitely be careful about what you're eating, what you're sharing, what you say yes to, what you say no to, because again, it impacts your mood and what you're doing at work. Again, if you're hangry and somebody wants to have a serious meeting, you're not in the mood and you're grumpy, don't do it. Go get something to eat. Make sure you calm down for yourself, and then that way you can have a better and more productive conversation. So, and also if you're hyper and somebody wants you to be all calm and whatnot, that's not going to be a good combination. Don't be eating a lot of sugar just before you need to have like another, again, serious meeting where you need to sit still, and you can't because you're just too hyper. So pay attention to what food impacts you, how it impacts you, so you can be the best productivity at work and at home. Because I know if I'm going to be having a serious conversation with the hubby and he wants to talk about something serious, I shouldn't be in there eating something with high sugar content when I need to actually keep still and listen attentively, because my mind's going to wander. So pay attention to what you're eating, pay attention to what you're doing, pay attention to what you're saying yes to. So again, this is the season to be eaten, and I'll be coming back each Monday talking about a little bit different stuff about food and how it's impacting you, because everybody's planning for Thanksgiving, and then it's going to be Christmas. So, and here's a good opportunity to figure out how is your food affecting you, because probably you're not even paying attention to certain things. So until next time, this is your Extreme Encourager doing something a little different this month for November. Again, talk about this is the season to be eaten. But again, it impacts how you work, it impacts how you think, it impacts everything that you're going to be doing for you and for others. So, talk to you next time. Please feel free to leave a comment if you're catching the replay. If you have any questions, talk about it. I have all the events for the rest of the November in the description and the calendar. So if you have some questions or another topic or an aspect of the topic you want some clarity on, feel free to leave a message and I'll make sure I answer it in the next live at 5. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.